G'day fellas, and welcome to a further video in our public update preview review, the PUP review. Now, we're going to be taking a look at the French and the changes that happened to them, or the changes that will be happening to them. But before we do, I just want to let you guys know, in I think the previous video or the video before, I mentioned we were going to be doing the English, then the French, then the Ottomans, then everybody else. I've just had a look at the Ottoman notes, and they're not the longest. In fact, they're quite small. But there's one thing in particular I just want to rejoice about before we get into the French changes, which will be coming in 20 seconds, okay? Just let me have my moment. The sound effect for when vizier points are ready to be spent is now linked to sound effects volume in the game settings. Alleluia, alleluia. It wasn't linked to anything before. You could have had a muted game and it would still be like, bing! Sorry, I shouldn't be so loud. Anyway, it was just like bug fixes and stuffs in the Ottoman one, so we're not bothering with that one. But anyway, let's go back. Let's have a look and see what changes we've got coming to the French. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chamber of Commerce landmark no longer provides additional resources to traders. How sad. However, it does automatically train one free trader for each economic technology researched. That's kind of wild when you think about it, right? Like, okay. Let's pull this bad boy out. Let's close Discord while we can. So, if we take a look at the technologies that the French have got available, economic techs, that means no wheelbarrow, no survival techniques in the Dark Age. But you would queue up this. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the way that it works. Okay, this is it. This is actually no. Sorry. Before I get into dissecting this, I'm gonna go through the entire note so you guys can see. Actually, the notes aren't that long. College of Artillery landmark. Royal Artillery bonus damage increased from 20% to 30%. Okay. Can research gunpowder and siege technologies, chemistry, siege works, and grease axles. It works 50% faster. So that's not twice as fast. That's only a little bit faster. So that means if it took 40 seconds before, that was a bad number to choose. I shouldn't have chose that number. If it took a minute before, now it's going to take only 40 seconds before. I think that's probably 45 seconds. 45 seconds. It will take 45 seconds now, I think. Gosh, it works 50% faster. Yeah, I think that, because if it worked twice as fast, then it would be 30 seconds. Yes, so it's 45 seconds. Okay. Unlocks the artillery shot ability on all cannons, which loads the cannon for an artillery shot. Next shot has greatly increased area of effect. This is only for the College of Artillery, but no bonus damage against buildings. Bro, so you're telling me you could start actually making College Royal Artillery? And Red Palace landmark now activates an arbalist weapon on all keeps and town centers. Wait. I think it just gives it one arbalist weapon. That's it. I don't think it turns all keeps and all town centers into literal Gatling guns. I don't think. I think it just gives them. It's just like, hey. This is... Well, I'm not sure about this one. I don't know which one it is. If it's the first, that it only just gives it a single arbalist weapon on all keeps and town centers, that's fine. If it turns all keeps and town centers to literal Gatling guns and basically like changes the arrows to arbalists... Bro... if it does that, I will literally drop a town center in your base with 46 villages and put those villages inside and destroy your entire base. I will go fast Imperial into Red Palace, dude. That thing is insane. Do not mess with the Red Palace. I'm telling you, this thing is crazy good. Okay, let's dissect this. How good is the new Chamber of Commerce? That's going to be the question. That's the title of the video. That's what we're making it. How good is the new Chamber of Commerce? So, it no longer provides additional resources to traders. That's okay, but it automatically trains one trader for free. Now, remember with French traders that they can actually choose which resource they want. Choose to return food, wood, or gold to markets with traders and trade ships. Their trade ships get 20% more resources, and the trade posts are revealed at the start of the game on the minimap. So you can choose what resource you want, which is very flexible. It means that when you've run out of food, you can put all your traders onto food and then start gathering gold instead. This is something quite common that we do see. So this is a very flexible bonus. But at the same time, it's something that's capped. And how capped is it? That's going to be the question. So we start off with Dark Age techs, so forestry, hunting, I was going to say hunting dogs, survival techniques. That's Age of Empires 3 for you. Techniques, and wheelbarrow. And now remember, the furthest or more synergy for this is that French have reduced cost for their drop-off sites and for their economic technologies. What did I say before? Techniques. Anyway, so let's pull this bad boy up. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Now these are all Dark Age. We don't get these until our Chamber of Commerce is finished. And we also want to make sure, so once we're aged up, we are going to get horticulture, and we're going to get specialized pick, and we are also going to be getting our double broadaxe. Now, in addition to these technologies, you've also got at the dock extended lines. Now, I don't think anybody's going to be spending this many resources. Not that it costs that much because it's reduced, but you're not going to be getting this tech for the extra. Like, you're not going to be like, I'm going to do trade and then I'm going to do fishing and I'm going to get extended lines. Though there might be some worlds where you're playing on Mongolian heights and you do fish and you do go this landmark and you're just like, I might as well just get extended lines, and you get the extra tech. So that's going to be a possibility as well. Let's throw it there, extended lines. And then realistically, I don't think there's any. So the reason why we would care, actually, economic techs. Yeah, nothing else in here. Market doesn't have any techs. Does textiles count as an economic tech? Maybe this counts as an economic tech. Is the French bonus for all techs, or is it just economic techs? Cheaper economic technologies. Let's just check, because we can see if it's cheaper. French and on give me a sec here. So it automatically trains 1 free trader for each economic technology researched. So if it's cheaper, it will classify as... No, it's not. So textiles does not count as an economic technology. So we've got the option for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 traders for free in the feudal age. Now, a lot of people might jump up and down and say, Drongo, you're doing this all wrong. They've actually got free technologies, or I should say, they've got economic technologies in the Castle Age and in the Imperial Age. And yes, while that's true, it's not really relevant, because what we're looking here is the amount of speed we can get this landmark going with, what we can really do with this landmark. For me, that's the big question. How fast can we start this landmark really kicking up the gold or the wood or the food, whatever it is that you want as the French? And I suspect the answer is going to be quite fast. So we know that the trade trick hasn't been fixed, at least at this point in time. So what does that mean? That means, so you've got 1, 2, 3, and then horticulture, specialized pick, and double broadaxe. We're going to get rid of extended lines. We're not going to think about this one, okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to start off on your map. We're not going to pick Dry Arabia because that's a bad map for trade posts. Let's go with a map like, hypothetically, the Pit, okay? And we're going to make sure that we have got the ability to explore it. And so what you're going to do is you're going to see people look to work out like a perfect timing, a perfect trade timing, I suspect, might be coming in. And I'll show you what that looks like. So you're going to have, you'll have like 4 vills that all move out over here. And the vills are going to build the Chamber of Commerce pretty close to this, to the market. Probably right next to it, in fact, bordering it like that, or to the trade post. And at some point, there'll be a villager that moves out and drops a market down here. Oh, interestingly, see, this is another aspect. We actually need to get this market up on time. And because we're in the Dark Age, we can't. So the market needs to happen in the feudal age, and that's going to give us time, because I was basically thinking to the effect of what we want to do is we want to streamline it, line it so landmark finishes, and then with the landmark finishing, we want to finish our techs, and then from there we need our market up as well. That's going to be the key factor. So the market is what's actually going to limit us. So we will need to send a bill. I think it takes 30 seconds to build, 20 seconds to build a market. So not terrible. But the thing is, hold on. I'm just trying to do I'm doing the math in my head right now just to try and get the most value that we can out of this. Because once the landmark is up, and we're going to have a mill, and let's just drop a lumber camp. And we'll just... I don't think I've got cheats on. Cheats are not enabled. Anyway, landmark finishes. And then in that time, you're going to have 20 seconds to finish your forestry and wheelbarrow. You're going to want to finish both of these because you want to go into survival techniques, because that's the faster technology to research. And we want to try and get this up as quickly as possible. So if we take a look at your mill, I think it takes 90 seconds for a wheelbarrow. Yeah, 90 seconds for wheelbarrow and 25 seconds for survival techniques. So you're going to see people go, so proxy Chamber of Commerce. And that's next to market, or next to trade post, sorry. Then you will see forestry, which takes how long to research? 45 seconds. So the order will be wheelbarrow, into forestry, into survival techniques. And then the market will finish. And you've got 3 traders immediately, which is going to give you 180 gold times 3 in is it 90 seconds? Yeah, 94 seconds. In 94 seconds. So, I mean, I don't need to do the calculations for that. I can tell you how much that is. 540 gold. That's quick math. So you got 540 gold coming 94 seconds after you age up. Because the villager needs to arrive in the corner of the map and put down a market immediately so you can start building that. So it's going to be like, let's say, age up at 406. Market dropped at 407. Wheelbarrow, and I'm not kidding you, like people will get the timings down perfectly. Like wheelbarrow finished at 408, or like it will finish at like 408, 2 seconds. Because the thing is, when you've got 4 villagers that are building a landmark, okay, just to demonstrate once again. So your landmark at the top of your screen has got a progress bar, and you can use that, and you can say, all right, I know that 4 villagers take 90 seconds to build a landmark. Hypothetically, we can even go to like a more crazy extent if you want. Like we can say, okay, let's say if 1 villager takes 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, so 4 villagers should take half of that, which would be just over 90 seconds. Is that right? 90 seconds? Yeah, just over 90 seconds. Okay, so you drop the Chamber of Commerce, and you can watch it at the top, and you've got reference points that you're going to be using. So as an example, you could say, okay, when it hits the very first part of the black bar, like that, that's when I'm going to start researching my wheelbarrow. And then from there, the wheelbarrow will finish right as the Chamber of Commerce finishes. And that is your reference point. So I used to use that in Age of Empires all the time, sending shipments. So shipments from the home city would take 40 seconds. And so you would use reference points within the UI as to know when you should be sending your shipments. You did this as the Spanish all the time when you're sending your, what are they called? First age? Discovery age. Your Discovery age shipments. So wheelbarrow should be finished at 409, and then immediately researching. So we should immediately research not hunting dogs, survival techniques, and aim to have it finished around like 4:30, 4:35 ish, and then we should also have forestry finished around the same time. Around like 4:10. And so our market finishes at 4:27. And that's when we can tell our traders, so send traders. So we've now got our 2 traders moving out towards that. And we've got our 1-2 traders. That's our 3rd trader. Now from there, because survival techniques comes in, we send that out. So we've got 3 traders all there at like 4:35, all going out. So it means that at 6 minutes, you have 540 gold. And with that gold, so let's just assume that that is our opening. Now, we're not going to go for a second town center here. Even though a second town center scales with economic upgrades, we don't want to be too greedy. We don't want to take off too many bites of our apple. We just want to say, okay, well, we're investing into trade. We're also going to invest into knights and archers at the same time. And maybe this gold that we get back, we can invest this gold into trade. Oh, sorry, not into trade. I do take it back. Into upgrades. And that 540 gold is going to be enough to cover you for horticulture, specialized pick, and double broadaxe. Let's just double check and see how much it costs because I'm too lazy to do the minus 30%. But this should be more than enough to cover you for those 3 upgrades. And then you're in the position of the Delhi, where you've got all 3 upgrades, and you've got trade that's going for free. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and in a jiffy. Okay, so we've got 70 gold, 70 gold, and 70 gold. So 210 gold, which leaves us with 330 gold. Now, obviously, that means, you know, whether we invest that into traders or whether we invest that into our blacksmith upgrades, which, by the way, we already get our melee one for free. Or maybe we even think about going Castle Age, but that's still quite early to go for Castle Age. So this is, I think, pretty exciting for me. I love this kind of play style. And I think as the French, it's really something that is very exciting to watch because French trade is such a threat. If you don't shut down French trade, you're in a really difficult spot. And this is super early, 6 minutes into the game, and you're already converting your traders to gold. That's crazy. That is crazy early. Now, how long do those techs take? I'm pretty sure they're 30 seconds each, aren't they? So there's also another world where you could just look to try and prioritize getting those techs out as quickly as possible. 45 seconds. Really? 45 seconds? They must have changed it. Oh, there's professional scouts as well. You could also go... Professional scouts is too expensive, though. You're just better off making a trader. Like, the idea is that you want to kill, like, 2 birds with 1 stone. You want to get your upgrades. Now, there is also something... The elephant in the room for me here is the lack of synergy, right? The lack of synergy is that... Synergy. We're getting traders from our economic upgrades, but those traders aren't benefiting from the economic upgrades themselves. So it's very much like there is a distinct lack of synergy. Normally, you know, if we were getting a villager for every economic upgrade, then that would synergize because that same villager that we got for free would then be able to use those upgrades. But here they don't use them. It's just a very static amount. So there's a lack of synergy there, but that's not a huge deal. I think that you can definitely play a specific style around this. But normally, if you're looking for these kind of upgrades, I mean, we see Lee Nock, who plays 1 base, and he gets these upgrades, right? Like, so this is nothing new, nothing crazy as the French. But you would be looking for like a 2 TC play would make much better use of these upgrades. But I think overall, like if we were to look at this, this is a pretty decent change. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do see people look to open with, I mean, we could even like try and run a build order right now and work that out. But you're going to find people who min-max exactly for all of these timings, right? Like, you know what? I'm doing it. You know, fuck it, man. I'm doing it. Let's go into a game right now. And let's just make it, we'll just make it the pit so that we've got everything ready. We'll put an AI in. We'll make it easy because I'm a little bit scared. Get rid of our map seed, and we'll make it concealed. Let's do it right now. So we're going to be working on that 6-minute time frame. Well, we're going to try and see what the time frame is, though. All right, let's see. We're up against the English here. All right. So, do we just... I think we just do like the 8 and 4 build order. Is that the best way to do it? Maybe not. Maybe we want to go more heavy. Okay, I know what we're doing. Oh, I just came up with the build order right then. Did I not rally point you? For real, Sally? I literally just came up with the build order right then. You guys are going to love this. This is amazing. This is next level. I'm already patenting it. It's the Drongo early Oh my god, look at this. Beautiful stuff. It's the Drongo early trade build. And it's a little bit spicy. It's a little bit spicy, so if you're not used to spicy food, you may need to bring some milk. Boom. It's 9 on food. That's the opening. That's the secret. That's the secret to the sauce. It's just 9 on food. So that's going to give us a surplus of food, and then we're going to be moving the food villagers into position. I think we want to take 4 food villagers out there. Remember, our wheelbarrow is also what's going to let us, or is going to guide us, right? Like, we want to make sure that with our wheelbarrow, that it's coming right in as we age up so we can begin survival techniques. Because our limiter isn't necessarily the market. Our limiter is going to be... our limiter is going to be survival techniques, because we want to try and get that bad boy out as soon as we can. Done a pretty decent job with sheep. For anybody wondering, on the pit, this is the optimal scouting path. You can also go a little bit closer into the middle initially, because there's normally like one sheep here and one down here as well. That was some pretty decent timing. So now we've got 4 out there. So I'm going to take 4 of these vills here. We're going to go to the corner. And now we're going to rally to wood. Look at this. Drongo literally coming up with build orders for you guys on the fly for your Chamber of Commerce plays. This is what I'm talking about. This is next level stuff right here. Vills moving out. Look at this, to the Chamber of Commerce. Now, I think it still acts as a market. It's just that... Oh my god, Drongo, you are amazing. How do you do it? And we've got 1 too many vills on food. So we should only be keeping like 4 vills on food. Just to maintain. We're also going to need a villager over on berries. Do we want it there? I think we want it like right there. Because we want to start that wheelbarrow. See, the wheelbarrow should have been started by now. So I think I was a little bit late on this mill. I needed to send the vills out on the mill a little bit earlier. We've got forestry that we also want to be thinking about as well, but wheelbarrow is going to be our focus. Not our focused. Our focus. Now, I think we should be able to squeeze wheelbarrow, then a house. There's the wheelbarrow. So we got the wheelbarrow in at about 11 seconds, so it's pretty late. Maybe we switch back to food now. Oh no, let's keep it on wood for a bit. We need to get that house down. We're going house down right here. And now we need to get forestry. And then we need to start preparing for survival techniques. I'm not going to shoot that guy. I'm going to let him live. I'm a merciful lord. Now these fields are going to come back over to food because we still want to go into nights. This wheelbarrow is very late, isn't it? So you can see right here. So maybe... either we send less vills out over to this, or we make sure that we just get our mill up on time, because our mill definitely wasn't on time. And then we queue up survival techniques after that. And then from here, we're just going to play into our standard style as the French. So there's our 420 age up. Oh, we need to send a vill to the corner. I forgot to send a vill to the corner. Oh, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible right now. So what we can do, so let's just drop down the market right now. We won't send it all the way to the corner. Let's just send it right there. We'll put our mill here and just pretend that we sent a vill to the corner. So the market is going to get dropped. Forestry came through, so that gives us... That's 1 trader. He's just chilling, though, for the moment. And yeah, you can see that wheelbarrow is really taking a long time. And see, we can look for the other upgrades in the downtime. See, I don't actually want to do that, though, because I want to get my... I want to get my stable up. So that's my second one out now. And then the third one's coming in right there behind. So it's definitely a little bit delayed, but obviously, you know, this is the first run. We could get this down much quicker, much sooner. I'd have to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to surrender. I'm just going to take a look at when we could have actually got that wheelbarrow in and check the timings on it. Because it feels like it feels like the landmark comes up faster than 90 seconds. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. maybe I think might need to throw... I felt like I had excessive gold at the end there. So maybe one villager from gold goes over to food or something like that. That's a Dry Arabia game. We don't want that. We want the pit. All right, let's check when we have the resources to do it. Because we can probably find a more optimal way to do it. Basically, that's your main limiting factor, though. It's going to be how soon you can get wheelbarrow in. Because a delayed wheelbarrow means a delayed survival techniques. So right here... And then we age up. So how much does it cost to get the... Wait, why am I in settings? Tech tree. 25, but then the wheelbarrow is... See, it says 5100. Let me just double check here. $35,105. Wait, I just hit the gold for it. What was it? 35,105? 35,105. Because if that's the case, that might be the earliest. That was 35,105. And we don't want any more than 4 vills on gold. Because we already ran a surplus upon age up. 35,105. But we want to drop that mill ASAP. Okay. So I think we could get it there. Let's say 319. Yeah, there we go. I mean, we're not starting it that much later, right? Like, it's coming in about when it should. But that's going to come in at the 5-minute mark, which means your survival techniques is in at 5:30. Which means that it doesn't arrive until 7 minutes. So we're a minute later. So maybe we almost... I'm tempted to even start the wheelbarrow earlier. Which means that you might need... Oh. You're definitely... I'm definitely going to need to sit down and think about it a bit more. Maybe we stick with like the 8 and 4 or something. The reason 8 and 4 works is because we drop landmark in base. When we have to walk, that's what makes it harder. But I guess we are going to have time. We do have 20 seconds to walk, but then you've also got the survival techniques. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to have to head back to the drawing board on that one. Overall, obviously, very, very happy with these changes. These are amazing changes for the French. I think this makes them a very exciting civilization. We went off on a bit of a tangent there. I told my wife that I was going to be 15 minutes making a video. Here we are, 28 minutes later. Sorry to her. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, we'll be jumping into the next one very, very soon. We'll catch you guys later.